3, 2, 1. All right, man. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Welcome back to Caveman Chronicles. Candela.
Yeah.
Whew.
Bet you ready.
So what's up?
Today's topic is about how people take weed and let themselves lose track of their life. Basically, live a life of a bum. Just by not typically where you're gonna
They use it as a handicap.
They use it as a handicap. Correct. They use it as a handicap to be like, yeah, this is fine for me to do because everybody does it. It's okay for me to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't agree with it because I had instances myself where it would affect me, and I'd be like, you know, man, I can't let this affect me, man. I can't let this affect me, my work life, my school life, everything, because believe it or not, it affects your life on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You have to stop if you want to better your life. It's just gonna backtrack. It's a backtracking drug. It's not a gateway drug, but it's a backtracking drug where it's gonna backtrack your life.
I don't smoke, right? I don't smoke. I've tried weed before. I've never gotten high off weed or anything, but you know, I've taken a few hits here and there. No big deal. I've been drinking, so obviously it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
But I don't have any problem with weed. I hope weed becomes legally, becomes a recreational drug.
I don't think it should become a recreational drug. I think it should become. No, I do think it's a big deal because you got the people that use it as a crutch because they like, oh, if I don't, it's not fair for me to get fired and then have to go look for a job because I'm smoking weed. I understand.
So when it's recreational, though, if it's legal recreationally, let's say to like a federal level, or it doesn't impede getting a city job or a government job, right? It's just like drinking. You can drink and have a job.
Yeah.
You can smoke weed, and when you do a drug test, if weed comes out, it's okay.
It should be okay, but at the same time,
you're not like high or drunk at
But I just think I don't think the regular person should need to have it as a smoking a cigarette. Like I don't agree because if you legalize it, there's gonna be instances where you're gonna want to go smoke a cigarette, but you're just gonna smoke weed instead.
So what?
And you're gonna go to work impaired.
Well, but no, that's the problem, right?
That's the problem. That's where the problem lies. Where you go impaired because if they
but don't go impaired because it's just like right before going to work.
But people
I like drinking beer. You like drinking beer. Oh, let me drink a 6-pack before going to work and getting hammered. You can't do that now.
You can't. But
you can't show up to work hammered. You can't show up to work high.
Just smoking a marijuana cigarette.
Yeah.
Smoking a joint. It impairs you more than what it does smoking. Drinking drinking one glass.
But you
one
can't
glass
do
of
that,
beer.
right? You can smoke.
You can't.
But you can't smoke.
But you got people that can't control themselves. Where they're gonna do it no matter what. They want to keep that high just because it's recreational.
Then they're gonna lose their job.
But not a lot of people could distinguish people that are high and sober.
I understand, right?
You got managers that can't really tell.
So some people can drink, and even though they're a little tipsy, they're kind of drunk, they still look pretty normal. They drive fine. All these things, they can go to their job and do their job fine.
With marijuana,
but when an accident, the minute an accident happens. Something happens, they do random drug checks, and I'm sure that along with legalizing weed, it's gonna be like the same thing, right? With drinking, they're gonna have some sort of breathalyzer, some type of test that can detect.
Well, they're actually working on a breathalyzer right now.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
To detect how much you smoked if you're impaired smoking at the moment.
Exactly.
The only problem is you're gonna have THC in your system no matter what.
Yes, but they're gonna have some type of test to figure out, are you high right now? Were you high during the accident when it happened at work, right? They're gonna have to when they make it recreationally legal for liability purpose at jobs, and they don't want people showing up high. They're gonna have to have some kind of test that shows they were high in that moment, not just that they have THC.
Honestly, I'm a medical marijuana advocate.
I agree. So
I'm an advocate for marijuana, But I just don't agree with it being recreational. I say it should be only used for people that have cancer, have what do you call it?
Diseases, pain,
chronic pains. They have seizures. Yes. They have all these problems. I agree to this 100% for medical marijuana use, but not recreational. Because if you don't have an issue, why do you have to smoke marijuana? I get it. We all smoke. Well, not all of us, but we all smoke weed. Everybody smokes.
People smoke cigarettes. People drink beer. But
But you got the people that are going to abuse it, man. Because once it's legalized,
those people are always there, right? Those people always exist, right?
Always.
So
everywhere.
So I agree with you to an extent where beer is legal, alcohol is legal. You can drink and still have a job, but you can't drink before going to work and showing up drunk.
Well, then it depends if you're not a good teller or not.
Well, yeah, whether they can tell or not, right? There's the people that can do it. There's the exceptions, right? There's people that do it and get away with it, but you technically can't. You shouldn't be doing it, because if you do, and let's say you fall or you drop something, you hurt somebody else, some type of work accident happens, they give you a drug test. Hey, this guy was drunk, right?
Yeah.
You're fucked. You're in trouble.
But the thing is, my problem is
weed.
Same thing, but my problem is, let's say all this happens, no matter what, weed is gonna stay in your system for a month, no matter what.
Yes, but like I said
so even
earlier,
if something happened and you didn't smoke, you're gonna have that drug test. Even if you fall, you hurt someone, even if you weren't high at the moment,
yes,
your manager's gonna say, "Hey, I want to drug test you." You're fired because you had marijuana in your system.
All right, but what I'm trying to get,
I don't agree with that.
I understand.
That's the one thing I don't agree with, because the recreational use is gonna fall under that issue.
No,
and
but
even though I'm a big advocate for it, I just don't think recreational use. Keep using it in your own home. I'm fine with that. Use it in your home, own home, when you got the time. Yes. Where you're able to relax and be able to just chill.
When it comes to medical, you're gonna have to have a medical card. Like, hey, look, I have this condition. Yeah. This is my medication. So they can't hold that against you if something happens. But let's talk about recreational. Obviously, with the fact that they want to pass recreational, if that does happen, they also have to pass some kind of test, create some kind of test that, just like drinking, they can validate that you were high in the moment. When it's not just a regular piss
But that's
test.
gonna be hard, though.
We're not talking about how hard that's gonna be. We're not talking about what it's gonna take to pass recreational. I'm just saying, if they do, right, they should have some type of test where they can do that in the moment. That's the way I agree with it. Because if they pass recreational but don't have these tests, and then some type of work accident happens, how are you gonna know whether they were high in that moment or they smoked 2 days ago, right? You can't hold that against them if they smoked 2 days ago and they were high in that moment. So they need to create something for that.
Look, in Michigan, the ways to get a medical marijuana card in Michigan, you gotta have cancer, glaucoma, HIV or AIDS, hepatitis C, Crohn's, nail patella syndrome.
You gotta have some kind of disease.
You gotta have some type of disease. In Florida, we're in a base where we're not recreational, we're not medical marijuana, but you gotta have this type of disease. You gotta have.
There's medical.
There's medical here.
Medical here.
You gotta have chronic disease. You gotta have a chronic disease where it's gonna put your life in danger.
Yeah, some type of chronic pain, cancer, something crazy.
Yeah, I was trying to see here if I could find Florida.
I know some other states that pass recreational, and they probably might not have something to test. I don't know what those states are doing. I don't know if you can look it up right now and bring up what those states are doing to test people that are smoking and going to work. Are they just allowing it like, oh, it's okay, it doesn't matter that he was high at work?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're playing off it doesn't matter that they were high and they had an accident.
In Florida, what are the qualifying conditions for medical marijuana in Florida are cancer, Crohn's disease, epilepsy, glaucoma, HIV, AIDS, seizures, chronic muscle spasms, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder, I agree 100% should be across the 50 states.
Yeah.
They should not be taking 9 to 10 different pills.
I agree.
Because when you got people coming from war, this is the one thing I've learned from the show Weediquette. I really recommend if you guys.
What show?
Weediquette.
Weediquette?
Yeah, it's on Viceland. I recommend it. I recommend Viceland, the channel, and watch Weediquette. I think I don't know if they're canceled or not, but search it. I recommend watching because you're gonna learn a lot about medical marijuana. This is where I've gotten most of my knowledge from. But post-traumatic stress disorder, when you're taking all these pills, you're still gonna go through these fucking problems. But when you smoke a little bit, and it shows in the show, these guys are able to go out in public, handle loud noises, handle big groups of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big difference.
Yeah, like one of the biggest things is depression, right? Like
depression.
People take antidepressants, and one of the side effects,
suicidal thoughts.
One of the side effects is suicidal thoughts, more depression.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, why would you take an antidepressant
if it's gonna give you it's gonna give you more depression and make you want to kill yourself?
Exactly.
Smoke a little bit of weed. It's gonna make you feel
it's gonna
better.
It's gonna mellow you out.
You know, even with people that have Crohn's disease, you know,
yeah.
You got this problem that's
you can't
affecting your life. You gotta eat certain type of foods where you don't want to eat those things because they're bland. You gotta eat bland food.
Yeah.
You know, smoke a little bit of weed. You're able to digest the food and handle your food and keep it inside your stomach. Even people who have gastritis, you smoke a little bit of weed, you got gastritis, you got that all of that acid buildup in your stomach. It affects you because you're gonna want to throw it up. And throwing up gastritis, throwing up fucking acid.
It burns your
throat. Yeah. It burns your esophagus, so you could end up getting throat cancer. You know.
Yeah.
So the people that have gastritis, I recommend you don't smoke a little bit of weed because you're gonna be able to digest the food and not worry about throwing up, man. You know.
Yeah, but see, I'm an advocate for. I'm okay with recreational weed. Meanwhile, they have also some limits where they have a test that they can test whether if I'm drunk, if I'm driving high as shit, and you know, just like DUI, you know, driving under the influence. Am I driving under the influence, but just not on alcohol, on, you know, weed, on some type of drug? You know, they need to have these tests to know if you're high in the moment or not in the moment. You know, they can't hold it against you. If they're gonna make it recreational where it's legally to smoke all day, every day, I can't smoke today and then go to work tomorrow, and then tomorrow I trip and I bust my ankle and I break it, and I'm like, yo, I need workers' comp, and then oh no, we found THC in your system. Yeah, no shit. It's legal here, it's recreational. I smoked it yesterday. I wasn't high on the job. I busted my ass because of whatever working conditions, you know, give me my workers' comp. And they're gonna try to fight me. Then you give me some type of test where they say, okay, we obviously know there's THC in your system because it's legal. That's okay. But we found in this moment some type of test that shows an increased amount.
But that's gonna be such a hard thing to detect.
We're not arguing about how hard it is. They just need to figure it out, right? Just like that breathalyzer, right? They need to have something like that. They need to have something where like, all right,
they're actually working on. There's no one that exists right now, but they're working on one because I've actually seen little videos that they're actually working on one.
They're working on it because they know that states that are legalizing weed, they need to determine, is this person driving bad because he's high? Is he swerving because he's high?
You know, actually on Weediquette, if you guys search the show Weediquette, they actually have an episode called Driving or whatever while high.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen the show, so
I recommend it, you know. If you want to know more about weed than what you already know, watch the show Weediquette because it's gonna show you a lot more damage and a lot more good to the weed. It's not a weed's always great for you. They'll show you the goods and the bad.
I agree. You know? There's definitely pros and
but
cons.
there's a thing when you're driving while high, while driving intoxicated, your reactions are a little slow, but it all revolves around how often you use it, man.
Yeah.
Because you could drive while high and it's basically like driving while intoxicated. You could be fine, or you could be that one person that doesn't smoke as often, doesn't drink as much. They drink. And you're driving erratically, man. But you could be fine if you're the type of person that's you're continually using it,
yeah.
and it's a part of your life. But about the back to the recreational use, it's a hard thing for me at least to swallow. I've used it, but I've never agreed on the recreational. I only use it because I have gastritis. Right now, I've passed that stage where I don't need it right now anymore.
Yeah.
Because my stomach is at a stage right now where it's perfectly fine and I could continue eating, doing whatever I need to do on my daily basis, as long as I continue eating.
Yeah.
But once you fall into that base where you're not eating, you're only eating once a day, and you're letting that gastritis build up, that stomach acid build up in your stomach, and you try to eat without smoking, you only take 2 bites until you're like, I can't eat anymore. Then you smoke a little bit, you eat your whole plate, you're able to hold it down, and then you're like, okay, it's fine. But then that's where it falls, where you use it as a crutch, you know? People use this as a crutch because they're like how I use it. I use it as I need it for my health benefit. But if the one thing I never looked at is as if I was able to use it, not even to use it, if I was able to eat my 3 or 4 square meals a day, I would never need it.
Yeah.
I always had it in my head, fuck it, I eat once a day.
It helps you. It helps you with your life, right? So
well, supposedly it does, you know. Supposedly it does at least with my gastritis.
With your medical condition.
Yeah, with my gastritis, supposedly it did help me, but at the same time, if you smoke constantly, instead of you gaining weight, you backtrack and you lose weight.
Yeah.
You know, I went from being 175 to dropping to 140. Right now I'm at 150 without smoking. I'm gaining weight now. But I went from 175 to 140 because I had an issue.
Yeah.
I smoked. And I would weight myself and I'd be like, man, I gotta stop. I'm losing weight. You know what? So one day I said, that's it. It's out. That's it. Like I can't. This is affecting my life. I cannot use this anymore because it's affecting me, affecting my health. That's why I don't agree with it being a recreational use, because people are going to use it every single day and it's going to affect people's health. I'm not a big health guy. I don't eat healthy. I eat red meat every single day as much as I can. But medical marijuana use is an everyday drug. You cannot use it every day. I don't agree with it being recreationally, man. I don't agree with it. I really don't. I could be the most advocate person. I'm an advocate for medical marijuana use.
Okay.
But not for recreational use.
So I agree with the medical marijuana situation, and I agree with you on that. But the reason why I'm an advocate for recreational, even though I don't smoke, right? The reason why I'm an advocate for it is, one, it booms the economy of the state, right? So Colorado's making a boatload of money off taxes, off just, marijuana sales. So that's a great aspect. It puts all these drug dealers, all these little bullshit drug dealers out of business, and it puts real people with farms. It makes real amount of jobs. To create a weed farm contains a lot of workers. A lot of different workers. The weed farm, the dispensaries.
You're right.
All these things. It creates a lot of jobs.
You're right with that.
It makes a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So on top of that aspect, the reason why I'm an advocate for recreational is it's just like drinking, right? It impairs your judgment. It impairs different motor skills. You shouldn't be drinking and driving. You shouldn't be, doing hardcore medications and driving, or working or handling hard machinery, whatever it is. Heavy machinery, right? So it's the same thing with medical marijuana. I agree to the point that if they're going to pass recreational, they need to have a test. Like I've been saying earlier, they need to have a test to figure out if you're high in the moment or you just have THC in your system. Because if you weren't high in the moment, there's no reason you should be getting some type of DUI because you were swerving a little bit. If you weren't drunk and you weren't high in the moment, there's no reason you can get a ticket for reckless driving, or whatever infraction, but you shouldn't be getting a DUI. Now, if you were high in the moment, if you were drunk in the moment, then you get a DUI. You were driving under the influence. Same thing. You have a work accident and you were high in that moment. You're fucked. If you weren't, but you have THC in your system, it shouldn't be held against you because you weren't smoking before work. You weren't smoking. You weren't high during your job. So that shouldn't be held. So they need that test, and I'm 100% for recreational because of the legal liabilities it holds. But I don't want full recreational out there, and then there's no test, and then people are getting fucked here and there because they have THC in their system and they're at their job or whatever.
We're in the birthing stages of literally medical marijuana and recreational use. We're just in the birthing stage. We don't have any technology that's gonna make you or make anybody find out that you were smoking on the job right then and there, or you've been driving while you've been impaired while smoking. We're in the birthing stages, It's like when
it's early.
It's like when alcohol was legalized for people to drink. It was the birthing stages. We built through that, and we learned, okay, drinking and driving is a bad thing because even they've been saying from the beginning, drinking and driving commercials didn't appear to 2000.
Yeah.
That's when, at least for me, that's when I started realizing it was in the early 2000s, late 90s, where I started seeing drunk driving commercial videos on TV.
On that point, I want to point out something real quick. I was talking to some of Amanda's uncles. They're like in their 50s now. They were talking about how when they were young, they were in their 20s. It was okay to drive with open containers and a beer in your hand.
Yeah, it's like my dad.
It was okay.
Well, yeah.
You could be driving and have a beer in your hand and drinking, and the cop would see you and do nothing.
Why do you think our parents do that while we drive? When my dad drinks, we go out when we're having a hard day's work at my house. Yeah. We'll go to the liquor store, buy a couple packs of beers. We'll drink a couple beers in the car on the way home. They're so comfortable. They're comfortable because they were allowed to do that back then. It wasn't so frowned upon the way it is now. And I understand that it affects people's lives. You could crash, do something, and you're impaired. But it's such a natural thing at their age. Yeah. That when we look at it, it's like, oh, we can't do that. Yeah, we know we can't do that.
Yeah, you can't drink and drive because you're gonna get fucked.
Because we're taught as little kids from TV, from commercials, you drinking and driving is not what you should do. Yeah. I can't drink and drive, man. Something that if I do it is because
it's been ingrained.
And it makes me think I'm doing something illegal. And I cannot be doing this.
It's ingrained in us. You go out, you're drinking, like, oh man, you gotta be careful.
You gotta watch yourself.
Right? But
the older generation past us, older than us, is just...
They're okay with it.
They're fine with it, because they're okay with it being back then, their time, that it was fine.
But back to the recreational thing. I'm okay with it only if they have those tests, because if not, there's gonna be a bunch of gray areas that are gonna screw people. But I want to jump back to where we first started, where it was people letting weed become a handicap in their life, and then they're like, oh, I wanted to be a cop, but I've never become a cop because I can't stop smoking.
Agreed.
I can't stop smoking. Right?
I agree with that because weed does affect you. It really backtracks you. It stops what you want to do for your future, especially if you're that handicapped to that point where you need it in your life.
It's mental weakness.
Like you just said, it's mental weakness. If you're that mentally weak and you're telling yourself, I can't stop smoking, and when I can, if something bad happens in my life, I need to run back to that fucking joint.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that's.
And I don't agree with that, man. That's where the handicap comes from. Like I don't agree with that at all because you gotta keep that you gotta stay mentally strong. Mm-hmm. And be like, yo, all right. Something bad happened, I gotta get past it. I can't just go back to smoke because it's gonna help me cope with what's going on.
Yeah. So, like we were saying, we agree on being weed advocates for either medical or recreational or whatever. We have our viewpoints, but the main issue I have with weed, even though I'm not a smoker, none of that, the main issue I have with weed is she has this connotation, like this lifestyle, right? wake and bake, right? You graduate from high school, you know, I smoke all the time, I get high all the time, I have a part-time job, I have some bullshit going on, I'm not really having a career.
But you know where this lifestyle
when
comes
you see it
from?
online, when you see it on movies and TVs, what do you see? You see that, right? You see
that lifestyle comes from the celebrities to the movies to everything, man.
Yeah, you see.
And then every kid that smokes weed on a daily basis, like
they think that's cool.
It's like, yo, Wiz Khalifa does it, Snoop Dogg does it. Why can't I do it? Obviously, the reason why they're able to do it is because
they're successful in their lives.
Successful in their lives, you know.
They got a career going on.
They got something going on with them. These kids are just.
It's okay, and it's not just kids, bro. I know people my age.
Yeah, our age.
That are still doing. They're still struggling with this. They think it's okay to be a bum and to be smoking it up every day, and like, oh yeah, man, I haven't gotten my job, I haven't gotten my career set. You know, I haven't done anything in my life because, you know, I'm still figuring it out. You know, and then they hang out with those same type of mentality people.
Yes.
And then misery loves company, right?
Of course.
They're all together, just like, oh, you know. It's okay, man. It's okay. You know, you got time. You got time. No, we don't got time.
Oh man,
we're almost 30 years old. We're almost 30 years old.
Figure it out,
bro, we're a fart away from 40. We're 2 blinks away from 50. You know, and then
no matter how much they say 40 is a new 25. No, 40 is a 40, bro. You're 40.
Bullshit, man.
Your life has gone past you, and you haven't done shit with your life.
Man. And then these people, the same people, are always complaining. Oh man, you know, I'm just struggling, man. I'm trying to figure out my life. You know, I wish my life was like this. I wish my life was like that. It's like it's.
But they don't take any action.
They don't do it, right?
They don't take action to it.
It's because I smoke weed. You know, I'm just waiting for the law to change so that once it changes, it's okay. You know, it's the system is set up against me. It's like, no, man. These people need to realize.
That's where this new generation falls under, man. This new generation wants everything to conform around them, so they could be successful. No, man, guys, go ahead and search for what you want because the life isn't gonna give you what you need whenever you want it, man. Exactly. You have to get past your comfort zone. If you're comfortable smoking weed, get out of that comfort zone. Stop smoking weed for a month. Get yourself a good job.
It's not to kill you, bro. It's not to kill you to stop smoking weed for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
Get your career straight. Get your things settled.
Of course.
And then figure it out, bro.
Let me figure it out.
And,
it's fine.
And if you can't get back to smoking because you have a government job and it doesn't allow you to, bro, what's more important, smoking weed or having a
happy life,
a legit career where you're making legit money,
where you're happy with your life,
exactly,
where you're happy with you've done.
You're living your dreams. You know, you have a wife or a husband or whatever. You're setting up your life. You have your kids going. You know, you set down your entire life and you're achieving the things you're striving for. What's more important, that or I can't make that happen because I can't give up weed. Or you're gonna be 50 years old in your parents' basement still smoking weed.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know, these kind of people, they don't understand what it's like to make sacrifices. To achieve what you want, there's always sacrifices. You know, I don't know if you ever seen the anime what's this anime called? God damn, I can't remember the name right now. The something Brotherhood, Alchemist Brotherhood, Alchemist. I think it's called Alchemist. Just Alchemist. I can't remember the name right now. Obviously, I've been drinking. But you know, the main plot of that anime is it revolves around creating alchemy, right? You use a substance and you change that substance into something else to create a different object. So if I use this mouse of the computer, with alchemy I can change that mouse into a shot glass, right? It takes something to make something. Full Metal Alchemist, right? Full Metal Alchemist. That's the anime. So in that show, one of the main concepts is it takes equivalent exchange is the main concept. It takes something of equal value to create something of that value.
Yeah.
So the whole show was represented about they were trying to recreate their mother. Their mother died and trying to bring her back to life. But there's nothing equal to life. One life is not equal to another life. So you can't give up one life to return another one from the dead. So it's all about equivalent exchange. If you want to have this life, you have to give up certain things. You have to make sacrifices. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the sweat. You have to put in the tears and the blood to make that career happen, to make those certain things in your life that you want happen. And if you can't give up weed, You can't give up smoking weed for a few months or a few years,
Yeah.
or giving it up permanently to get what you really want. Then, bro, don't come bitching, bro.
Don't come with an upset life because you don't want to change what you're fucking living, man. You're not putting that effort to change your life for the better. You know, like I have friends that are stuck in that same little world from the moment I came back from Tennessee, from college. They came back. They're still the same fucking people.
They don't grow up, bro. They think they're still fucking 18 years old, out of high school, smoking weed. Oh, we're chilling. We're figuring out our lives. Don't worry about it. We got time. No, bro, you don't got time. We're not kids. We're grown-ass adults.
I agree.
And grown-ass adults need to make sacrifices. They need to put in the work. If they don't work and hustle, things don't get done. Smoking weed every day doesn't get shit done, bro.
No,
it's not a good excuse. When you were 18, 19, you just graduated high school, okay, that was,
acceptable.
It was acceptable. But now, man, at 20-something years old, almost 30, get out of here, man. What are you doing? What are you doing what 18-year-olds are doing, man? I'm not saying you can't smoke weed, but I'm just saying if weed is what's stopping you from achieving your goals,
then you really got an issue.
Yeah, if you want to be a cop, you want to get a city job, a government job, whatever it is, and you have to stay clean, or you have to stay clean or get clean, and your main excuse is I can't stop smoking weed.
The thing is,
get out of here.
We're not talking about people that could smoke a joint once a month or once every 3 weeks. We're talking about people that smoke
all the time.
Every single day, every moment of their life where they're high as hell every day.
They're always smoking it up.
And that's where the issue comes where, like what we were talking about, they're addicted because people say you can't get addicted to marijuana, but believe it or not, guys, you can. And the people that are telling you I'm not addicted is because they are addicted. Because that's where the addicted personality comes from, is when they tell you I'm not addicted.
So I understand what you're saying, but to clarify is, you don't get addicted to weed, but you get addicted to the state
of mentality,
the mental state of being high all the time.
Yes, right? I agree.
So that's where it goes into I don't agree that weed is a gateway drug, but at the same time, there's an argument for it because. It's not because weed makes you want to do cocaine or makes you want to do these other drugs.
It doesn't mean it's a gateway drug.
But weed introduces you to what being high feels like, right? And then
the people that
chase the high.
The people that chase that high, they're mentally weak. They can't stay with that conformity of, I like smoking weed. This is what I want to do. No, they want to be like, I want to continue that high.
Yeah.
I want to continue looking for something stronger, where it goes from smoking weed to cocaine, to pills, to heroin, to end up being a fatal drug called fentanyl.
Yeah, bro. People take horse tranquilizers, bro. They
fall into that K-hole, bro. The ketamine, man. Yes. The ketamine K-hole. That shit. I seen teammates of mine. I've never taken it, but I've seen teammates that have taken ketamine, and it completely fucks them up.
Bro,
it completely fucks up, man.
It's not because weed.
It's scary, man. It's scary. You remember when we had that whole case where that guy was eating a fucking guy's
face, right?
At the beach.
Yes.
It wasn't because of ketamine. He was fucking taking bath salts. But
bath salts, bro.
Where do you have to be in life to take bath salts? Tell me.
Bro, it's people chasing the high.
What mental state do you gotta be in to take bath salts?
It's people chasing the high, bro. They got high a bunch of other stuff. They build up a tolerance. It doesn't feel the same anymore. They hear about this other drug. Hey man, this gets you a whole nother level. It feels way better, and then they chase it, bro. And then they're not mentally strong to be like, no man, I have goals in my life that I have to reach, that I'm working for, that I'm busting my ass for. I can't get to that. If weed is what it is, it has health benefits. I do it to relax after a hard day, but I'm not gonna be chasing that crazy high that other people are.
No, that shit puts you in
people that don't know how to do that, or the people that become bums, bro. The people that become why do those people are homeless? Why are some of those people homeless that are drug addicts?
Because they've been chasing that high. And they always chase that high. Because the moment you give them $1, what do? They run off and they look for the fucking drug. For an instance.
It's not all homeless people.
I don't remember who told me. Not all homeless people.
I want to clarify, it's not all homeless people.
But the majority.
There's a good portion.
The majority of them.
Yes.
I don't know who told me this, but it was, they bought this person food, and they threw it away.
Yeah.
They threw the food away. They don't want the fucking food. They want the fucking money. You tell them, here, this is I'm giving you this money so you could buy food.
Yeah.
But are you following the guy to buy the food? No, you're not. You're just leaving.
Yeah, bro. You're hoping they're buying food.
And what is this fucking bum doing? Going off and buying crystal meth, heroin.
Meth, crack, whatever, bro. Whatever they can get their hands on to get that high, bro.
Well, obviously not weed, because if they were smoking weed, they'd be fucking
they wouldn't be
living
bums.
in their house.
They wouldn't be bums.
But they're looking for this extra power in the drug that's going to fuck them all up, where they're going to feel numb and not feel a thing. So they could go off and live through that life where they have such a shit life, like we were talking about earlier in the last episode 3, about VR. These guys take the drug so they could escape reality. How people are going to be able to escape reality in virtual reality, man.
100%.
You're going to escape, but these guys try to escape reality so they could feel somewhat okay with what they're doing, with where their life is at.
Yeah, and they use it as a handicap, bro. You know, people need to realize that the only way to succeed in life, the only way to get what you want is by struggling, hustling, putting in the work. Sitting down, wishing that you to get something is not gonna get it.
Yeah,
Sitting down smoking weed every day is not gonna get you where you wanna be. Forget at point A to point B, you gotta walk, you gotta run, you gotta hustle.
There's a picture on Instagram where I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this one, where it's two miners. One is right next to the diamonds, but he turns away and leaves. And there's another guy, and there's another guy that comes running in from doing nothing,
and he goes all the way. It's like the top guy mines all the way through. The second guy was right there, and he turned away. Because it was too hard. He wanted to give up. They give up, and then they go back to their comfort. Their comfort is, stay home, smoking weed. You know, I can't get that job because I'm just not good enough. But it's not because you're not good enough. It's because you don't give up the weed.
You know that you're not able to fucking piss clean.
Yeah.
You know that at the back of your head, damn, I've been smoking a whole bunch of weed, and I'm not 100% sure if this fake piss is actually gonna work, because sometimes they don't fucking work.
They're lazy. When you're smoking all the time, you're lazy. You're tired. All you want to do is sleep and eat. You don't want to do nothing, bro.
I agree 100%.
There's no way you're motivated to put in hard work when you're high off weed.
Yeah.
And
true.
And the problem, and the whole thing about like leading it to other drugs, which I want to jump into next, is all these other drugs that you start chasing these highs, bro. It leads you to meth. It leads you to all these crazy things, thinking that it's gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse.
But you know what it really does? It really causes mental health issues, man.
Yes.
And that's literally the next topic. It leads to having mental health issues, where you're okay, or we're fine right now, our mind's in a good state. But the more you're chasing this high, the more you're chasing it, the more your mind deteriorates, and it starts creating insecurities, and it starts creating mental health issues.
Exactly.
It starts creating suicidal thoughts, depression, everything.
Exactly, right? So like the one main benefit of weed is for people that are on hardcore prescriptions for depression, PTSD or whatever other mental illness they have, you smoke weed, it calms you down, it puts your anxiety away.
Yeah, it takes the pain away.
It numbs your pain. If you have chronic pain
or chronic pain, it numbs the pain.
It helps you. It helps you with certain mental illnesses and physical illnesses, right? But then people that are fresh off high school, in their 20s, in their 30s, that are chasing this extra high, thinking it's gonna feel better than being on weed, then you're doing the opposite. You're going away from the benefits into the negatives of being now chasing these hardcore drugs that are fucking you up and making you addicted. Now you're becoming addicted, not to being high, but you're addicted to the drugs, because now your body's you're gonna have withdrawal symptoms when you get off meth. You're gonna have withdrawal symptoms off heroin, off cocaine, off all these drugs. You start getting deep into these drugs, you're gonna have withdrawal symptoms.
No, of course. Look, guys, even with marijuana, you have withdrawal symptoms. When you smoke every day, even if you don't smoke every day, but you smoke often, and you say, I'm gonna stop, you're gonna have withdrawal symptoms no matter what. It might not be as hard as it is with heroin or any hard drugs, but you still have withdrawal symptoms because you're craving
that state of mind.
You're craving it. It's gonna be in the back of your head no matter what. Even if you need something to alter that state, how they have CBD joints.
Yeah.
Guys, that's gonna help you through getting out of smoking weed. Get some CBD joints, smoke some CBD,
start cutting,
or get some CBD gummies. Start cutting your intake on marijuana. You cut it by half of what you're doing. Then the next week, half of what that was before, until you get to a point where you're not smoking anymore, and then you get the CBD joint or CBD candy, and then it helps you stay off it. Then after that, you could pick up smoking cigarettes, which is harmful for you, or you could pick up smoking vape pen.
The way I think about it is, you shouldn't be depending on any substance, bro.
No, you shouldn't.
If you're depending on a substance, there's something's wrong with you. You know, not that there is like you have some kind of medical issue, and if you don't have a health condition, you don't have anything actually physically wrong with you, and you're dependent on a substance, then you have an addiction to that substance because you're not taking it for a certain health reason. Like, oh, I need this for my health. I need this to stay alive. I need this to be normal. No, I'm doing this because I want to, but I'm not mentally strong enough to say no and walk away from it.
You know, on the show how we were talking about earlier in the episode, Weederkit, there's this kid. He has Crohn's. He has Crohn's disease, really bad Crohn's disease, man. His parents get him into smoking marijuana. Not smoking, but giving him, I'd say he's like pills? 15, 17 years old, so they give him the pill, They give him pills, drops or something? They give him pills and drops and like all sorts of alternatives to THC.
Yeah.
But this drug, it's a medical, it helps these people, man. It helps kids that have Crohn's because it helps them digest their food and keep their food down, because for you guys that have Crohn's, you understand that you can't keep your food down. Mm-hmm. You know, it makes you feel horrible. You don't want to eat as much, but you smoke a little bit, or you even take a little THC pill.
There's videos out there. People have seen them. They seen
Watch the show Weederkit. It's called, I forgot what episode it is, but search up Weederkit and you'll be able to find that episode. And it talks about kids that have cancer, Crohn's, all these type of diseases.
You see these kids with seizures, bro. And
they have 300 drops. They have 300 seizures a day, and they take a few drops.
And there are a bunch of pills, right? There are a bunch of pills at an early age, and it's just these pills are gonna have major side effects on their health.
So liver, you know, all those pills are gonna mess up your liver at one point.
Exactly.
Smoke marijuana, even though it's gonna decrease your brain cells. But they take
drops.
They take drops.
They're not smoking. So it's not the same effect.
It's
more of a THC effect, and it doesn't have all the rest of the smoke chemicals. So you take the THC or the CBD in drops, and dude, it's like a whole 180.
It's a 360.
No, not 360. It's a 180.
Oh, yeah, 180.
Actually,
180. But it's even the people that have Parkinson's. You know, people that have Parkinson's. Have you seen the video?
I've seen that video on the guy shaking,
like this,
bro.
And the moment he smokes a joint, the guy's back to normal.
Yeah, bro. In a few
even
minutes,
with PTSD, there's an episode on Weederkit as well that it was all on post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
You got the guy. They do the subject, and I forgot what it is. The subject and
and the other people.
And the other people.
The people that are on the placebo effect.
Yeah, the placebo effect.
Yeah.
They give the subject marijuana, and they give the other guy all the pills that the government's giving him after coming back from the army. This guy's still living in fear. This guy's terrified of going out.
So it's not placebo. It's like the control.
The control, and
the actual experimental.
Yeah, the actual substance.
Yeah.
They're giving this guy. They had one guy that's taking all his government mandated pills, because if you take marijuana, you're off the list. You cannot get any more pills. You can't You can't get government help anymore because it's a drug.
Yeah.
But this guy is living in fear. He can't be out in public.
Pills aren't helping.
Pills aren't helping him at all. But you got this other guy that's been smoking marijuana. He took the pills. He knew nothing was going on for him. Nothing was working. He was on the verge of losing his family. Yeah. So one day he snapped and got a divorce. And in that time he started smoking weed. And he started seeing his life started doing a 180. Started changing for him. Started being better for him. He started able to cope with people. His attitude started changing. So he was able to make his marriage work again out of smoking marijuana, because this guy came from Iraq. Yeah. Iraq is one of the deadliest wars. That's one of them.
It's hard,
And it's
bro. It's
one
hard
of the
to
most
come back from
mentally, because you got IEDs everywhere, man. You got IEDs everywhere where these guys drive and this explodes, and you gotta kill little kids that are trying to come after you. How are you gonna come back from something like that? That you're gonna have a little kid trying to fucking kill you, and you gotta shoot that kid.
Yeah, bro, and be normal. You know, it's difficult. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Weed, like we've said, weed has a lot of benefits. But once you start abusing it, like any substance, once you start abusing something, no matter how good for you it is, that's it. It turns into a bad thing. Nothing in exaggeration is good for you. Everything in moderation is good for you. You can't abuse something and think, oh, if it's good for me in a little bit, it's gonna be way better for me in small and way huge amounts.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You know, it starts hindering your life. You know, you start building a tolerance. Then no longer, you know, smoking a blunt, smoking 2 blunts, you know, hitting a bowl, hitting a bong, doesn't feel the same anymore.
Yeah.
You're not getting the same effects. So you're like, oh man, I'm trying to keep chasing that high, right? You start abusing into other drugs. Then all these other drugs that actually cause mental issues.
And that's where these pills come from. These pills that they give these guys.
And all these things, you know, they lead you to the mental unstableness. And then nobody wants to hang around with somebody that's mentally unstable.
Tell you this,
somebody that's paranoid.
I have one friend, man, where we went to the beach. He came back from Iraq. There was a loud noise that went off. Guy freaked out. I haven't hung out with that guy because I was scared for my life. Like, I thought he was back in Iraq. And I have to look out for myself. I have to protect myself. I need this guy to be 100% okay and mentally stable before I can hang out with this guy. Because what if I go out to Wynwood or go out to Miami Beach and there's a car accident that's a big bang?
Yeah.
And this guy freaks the fuck out. Yeah, anything.
Anything can trigger those kind of people.
Yeah.
But
he freaks out.
When it comes to
I gotta protect myself.
Yeah.
And he needs to just get better.
I mean, I understand.
And that's the reason why I would always bring up to him.
You
smoke a little bit of weed, it'll make you feel better. You'll be able to cope with everything.
I understand what you're saying, but like that's an extreme case, right? Like people that are war veterans that have PTSD, that's an extreme case. I'm trying to focus more on people that don't have that in their life. There are people who are just that abuse drugs without PTSD, without some type of mental issues. They're just abusing drugs because they use weed, they build a tolerance, they abused it, and then now they're chasing this other high to continue their life, and then they're letting all these drugs be a handicap to actually succeeding in their life, right? So those kind of people, that I've known in my personal life that have done things like that, has led them to basic mental unstableness. They become paranoid. Yeah. They think people are out to get them. They think because you're trying to give them some advice like, hey man, I think you should do this, do that, get away from what you're doing right now. You can go back to how you were. And they're in complete denial, right? They're like, no. If you're my friend, you're going to accept me for who I am, how I am. Everything that I'm doing is perfectly fine. What's your problem? All this stuff. Oh, if you don't like it the way I am, don't be my friend.
Yeah.
They get all offensive about it. These kind of people lead to the paranoia that somebody's out to get them. Even though they're trying to give them advice, you're just against me. You're just another person against me. Oh, everybody's telling me the same thing, but why can't you just accept me for who I am? For being a drug addict. For being, it's okay to be a drug addict. No, man, it's not okay. It's not okay.
You're kidding yourself. The reason why I'm worried about you is because I want you to understand, I love you, and I want you to be okay. I don't want you to be going through all this heartache, all this paranoia, and all this thing.
But some of them don't see that, man.
And they don't see it.
They don't see it. They think you're against them. They think you're an enemy instead of a friend trying to give it.
And that's advice. That's also like when you tell a friend that their wife is cheating or their girlfriend's cheating on them or something that happened. They think they're against you. No, man, I'm trying to protect you about what's going on.
I know, right? So that's a good tangent to go on. So it's crazy that you're friends with somebody. You're close friends, friends for years, all these things, and then they get into a relationship. You see something going on that's wrong, and if my girlfriend's cheating on me, or if I see, I would want somebody to tell me like, hey, bro. Your girlfriend is cheating on you, and if it's coming from a trusted friend, I would believe it, right? So why is it that when somebody comes up to you and tells you a hard truth, that it's not easy to say like, hey man, unfortunately these things are happening, your wife is cheating on you, your boyfriend is cheating on you, and I think you should know and you should deal with this situation. Why does that guy or that girl turn it around and like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Why would you say that? That's not true. And then go and
give you an argument
and go and defend their boyfriend or girlfriend. It's like, wait a minute, this friend, either was a guy or a girl, has been there for you for years, way before this other person showed up, and they're telling you this. You shouldn't. It's not that you should believe the friend over the spouse instantly, but you shouldn't doubt it either. Like, why would this person lie to you?
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
You should be like, I don't know if that's true, man. Like that's difficult. I understand that's gonna be difficult to absorb that information, and be like, wow, like could that really be happening? Like, tell me more details. Tell me everything you can tell me about what you think is happening.
Yeah.
Right. And then, do your own research. Confront your spouse, whether it's your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Confront them about it, and don't just tell them and then they tell you, oh no, that's a lie. Okay, no worries, and just drop it out that.
Or they give you another story. It's like, oh, that's not true. This person isn't the way she is.
They give you some bullshit, and then you instantly take it. You instantly
take it because this is the person you love. Like, I think of the post we posted the other day or something where just because you love someone about the red flags, you shouldn't be missing the red flags.
Yeah, if you're missing the red flags, it goes something along the lines of like, if you ignore the red flags early on, it's gonna come to bite you back later on. Like, you're gonna pay for it later on, and that's definitely true. Like, you would try to ignore certain things, some certain negative aspects about something early on, because you want to be naive, you want to give the benefit of the doubt all the time. Dude, those things are gonna come back to you and bite you in the ass, because it just is what it is. If something's happening that's wrong now, it's only gonna get worse with time.
I agree. And
if you don't like it when somebody tells you an honest truth to your face, bro, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what better of a friend.
All right, so here, this is the quote where what it says: ignoring the red flags because you want to see the good in people will cost you later. That's what the quote says.
Exactly. You want to ignore the truth because you want to give people benefit of the doubt. Then that's how you get screwed over by people.
Yeah, that's exactly how you get screwed over, because you want to see the good in everyone. It even comes with me. I want to see the good in everyone, because that's what I want to see. I want to see everyone be good. But at the end of the day, it's not a cartoon world where everyone's gonna fall into what you expect out of them. It's not. You gotta worry about this person's gonna be a fake, this person's actually a liar, or this person's not really the right person for me. And that's what it says. Ignoring the red flags will cost you later.
Yeah, man. The way I feel about it is, if a true friend, because you can test what a true friend is. Somebody that's been there for years, somebody that's never let you down. There's always rocky moments.
Someone that always has your back for everything that's going bad for what's going on.
If they come to you with something hard like, hey, bro, or hey, they're girls, right?
I got a situation here, like I'm going through this struggle with my girl, and I'm not 100% sure she's faithful to me. What do you think? And if you come across a situation where you think,
you got a story. You got a story.
I saw this happen. You let me know.
Yeah, bro. When a friend comes to you with a hard truth like that, and they tell you, could it be bullshit? Maybe, but you can't just take it as you would. I would think, as a friend tells me, hey, bro, I think your girlfriend is cheating on you, or hey, bro, or hey, girl, I think your man is cheating on you. Shit. I think, as a good friend, I'm gonna instantly believe you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I'm saying that just because you said it is 100% truth, but I'm gonna test what you say, if it's true or not. I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna do my own research. I'm not gonna confront my boyfriend or my girlfriend with no evidence besides just the story and say, did this happen? They're gonna easily tell you no. Of course not. They're not gonna ever say, oh yeah, that happened. They're not gonna admit it to you. They're gonna tell you, no, that didn't happen. That's a lie.
No,
that's
agree.
Bullshit. Who told you that? That's the first thing they always say. Who said that? Huh? Who said that? And then you eventually tell them, and they're like, why are you listening to them? They're bullshitting you. You're gonna trust them over me? I'm your boyfriend. I'm your girlfriend for all these years. You're gonna believe this guy? Well, yeah, I think I should believe this guy. This guy or this girl has been my friends for the past 10 years, 12 years. I've only known you for 5 or 6 years. why wouldn't I believe them?
Yeah.
If this person has been my friend for 10, 12 years, and they've always been there for me, and they've never been, screwing me over, I think that they have some merit to what they said.
No, I agree 100%. I agree 100% on that because man, there's been instances in my life where I've told friends shit that's gone on and they don't fucking believe me.
Yeah.
So I hold whatever I have to say because I'd rather be friends with that person instead of them getting upset and not being friends with me. They just have to understand that I'm not attacking you. I'm not trying to take you away from your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance or anybody. I'm just telling you, this is what's going on.
Yeah, you're looking out for them, right?
I'm looking out for you.
You're looking out for them. You're giving them
now
what they think you should know because
if you don't want to believe me, go right ahead. Because I've had friends that told their girlfriends that, hey, yo, your boyfriend's cheating. And I've been in the same room where that girl has told the other girl, hey, your boyfriend's cheating on you.
Yeah.
And then that girl, which was supposedly her best friend at the time, would tell her, the fuck? Oh, fuck you, you're just jealous. You wanna get with my boyfriend. No, it's not jealousy. It's not that I wanna get with the boyfriend or your girlfriend. I'm just telling you what's going on.
Yeah, bro, honestly, me as a personal opinion is, it would piss me off more if I go, hey man, I just broke up with my girlfriend because I found out she was cheating on me.
I know.
And then you tell me, exactly, you tell me, oh yeah, bro, I've known that for a long ass time already, that she's been, having sex with this other guy, or, your boyfriend has been having sex with this other girl all this time, and I've known, but
I could fall into that one, bro.
I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I'd be like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I thought you were my friend. Why the fuck wouldn't you tell me?
I could fall into that one because I've had one friend tell me, yo, your girl went to this place, went to California, went to her ex-boyfriend, and I was there with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna tell me, oh, I knew that. I told him, yeah, I had my suspicion.
Yeah.
But now you're gonna tell me after we break up and all this shit, you're gonna tell me that now?
Yeah, why didn't
you tell me that when you got back? Why didn't you fucking call me from fucking California and be like, hey, your girlfriend's over here with her ex-boyfriend, man. You should just fucking leave that shit.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're scared of what your wife's gonna think?
Because of whatever, bro.
Yeah, no, man.
Just
tell me.
You look
out for me. You tell me, hey, this is what's going on, Randy. It's either you break up with her, or you still stay with her, and you're a fucking dumb fuck.
Yeah, it's just FYI.
She's gotta fucking know. But
this
you
is
gotta
happening.
fucking know because supposedly you're my best friend, and you're telling me all this shit.
FYI, this is happening. You do what you want with it, but this is happening.
Yeah.
And he gives you a heads up. I would feel like fucking. I would be pissed as shit if
I was pissed in the inside. I didn't show it, but I was fucking furious.
That somebody doesn't tell me.
Because somebody didn't tell me that shit, bro. I was
they knew the whole
pissed,
time.
and they knew they knew for over fucking 7 months. Even after we broke up, 4 months after that, still no word.
Yeah, bro, it's like,
until I told him what was going on, and then all he told me was to make me feel bad. That's how I took it. Was because he wanted me to feel just as bad as he was feeling.
Bro, it's like I don't understand, bro. They see see this girl or this guy making a fool out of your friend, and you're just gonna stay quiet and be like, let him make a fool out of himself.
Yeah.
Let her make a fool out of herself, and just let her do her thing. And when they break up, man, maybe I'll tell them that that was happening, that I knew. Like, why would you tell them that you knew in the first place?
Don't even bring it up.
Tell them, if you're gonna tell them in the moment. Like, hey, I just found out about this. I think you gotta do something about it. If they decide to stay with that person, even though after they know, that's fine. That's their personal issue in their relationship. Yeah. But you as a friend, put the advice out there, told them, give them a heads up. They do what they want with it. Yes. But staying quiet and waiting for after the breakup to be like, oh yeah, I knew the whole time.
I knew.
The fuck?
Yo, just tell me right on the spot, bro. You know you got this. You got this ill will against this girl.
Yeah, bro. Get out of here.
Why do you want me to be with this girl if you don't like her? Tell me straight up, bro. I don't give a fuck if that's your fucking wife's best friend or your girlfriend's best friend. Tell me.
Be straight up, bro. Be straight
I am
up.
supposedly your best friend, taking care of you whenever you're in the down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the down, I'm there to back you up. I'm there to fucking pick you right back up.
Exactly.
But if you're not there for me, you're not telling me shit, bro. What can I really think about you as a person after that? You know? That's a hard pill to swallow, bro. It's a very hard pill to swallow.
I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
I agree with 100% of that. It's just
shitty, man.
I don't know, man. It all goes back to that. So we were talking about earlier that that mental weakness, that mental issue where people just can't deal with the reality of what the issue is. So they just make up excuses, bro. They just life's too hard without weed, so I can't get my life straight because I can't stop smoking weed. Life's too hard to swallow the pill that I find out my girlfriend or boyfriend is cheating on me and I need to do something about it. So I'm just gonna ignore it and say, you're full of shit. My boyfriend or girlfriend, they're the ones telling me the truth.
Yeah.
It's all about that mental weakness. All about that. I'm in my comfort zone and I'm not gonna walk out of my comfort zone and deal with reality. And they live in that fake world where they think all these things that they're doing is the right thing, and they ignore facts and truth about life. That life is hard. Life contains struggles and hustles and sacrifices, and you're not gonna always hear the best news in the world. You're not gonna always make the best move ever. But when somebody's there to give you advice on something, bro, listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
If
they're telling you, hey, bro, you need to cut off on the weed, bro. You need to chill out and get your things straight.
I was talking to one of our friends and he was telling me how he can't stop, and I was like, man, you just gotta evacuate yourself from your friends, but you gotta get away from those people, man.
Who's telling you to smoke weed? These people are telling you, yo, cut them out, man.
Cut them out, man. You're trying to better yourself. To move, get away from these people.
If you're a true friend, right? Because I've seen this, right? I've seen a group of friends. They're all good friends. They've all been friends for years, right? I've grown up with them, and they all smoke, right? And then one of them decides, hey, I'm gonna stop smoking. And the shit that pisses me off the most is, if you're a good friend, if I'm a good friend to you, right, and you're telling me, hey, I don't want to smoke anymore, I'm gonna cut it out.
You're being a pussy. You're being this.
I'm gonna be like, because I smoke, right? Because in this example, I smoke. I tell you, come on, man, let's go smoke, bro. I need a buddy to smoke with, bro. Don't leave me hanging, bro.
Is that really your friend?
Don't be a pussy,
but
bro.
Is that really your friend?
Exactly, right?
If you really think about it, is that Gary really looking out for the best in you?
Exactly. I completely agree. A good friend would tell you, yo, bro, I respect what you're doing. Go do you, bro. Don't smoke. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
I hope you succeed. If I decide to keep smoking and I keep deciding to be a fucking loser, that's on me. But I'm not gonna try to drag you down with me.
It's like we said earlier, misery-less company, man.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with the abuse of weed. People come into this circumstance where they can't get away from it, and then they want all their friends sucked into the same boat that they're in.
Yeah.
And when one of them tries to get out, tries to cut them off, oh, you're a bitch. Why are you cutting your friends out, bro? We're your boys. So what if we smoke weed, bro? Just come over here and hit this fucking blunt. Stop being a bitch. And it's like, are you kidding me, bro?
Like,
I'm trying to better my life somehow. I'm trying to.
And you're gonna drag me back into this bullshit.
Exactly.
Nah, I don't agree with that either, man. We'll go on to another topic where we'll reference the first episode of the transgender athletes in sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's an article that one of my friends, Brenda, sent me. It's called "Finally, Female Athletes File a Federal Lawsuit Over Unfair Transgender Competition."
Bro, I'm so glad that they finally stepped up, bro. That, it's not all about the political correctness, and the females were like, we're tired of this.
We're tired of, because this is what it says, man. This is the first sentence here. For years, we have seen the bizarre spread of transgender athletes creeping into sports and completely burying fair competition. Now, 3 female athletes are fighting back with federal lawsuits.
Of course, bro. We talked about it in the first episode, right?
Yeah.
That kid that's supposed to be a transgender in high school in Texas. He went to the girls wrestling team, champion
dominated.
for the past 3 years.
And dominated.
Exactly.
How fair is that
Exactly.
to all the other females that are completely female?
The other article,
even the MMA fighter that completely destroyed that girl, man.
The article that you brought up about the cross country runners, that 2 guys transitioned into girls cross running, the girl got kicked off because she didn't make the top 6 because 2 boys transitioned in, and then now they're females and they beat her. It's like, you're suppressing female athletes, you're suppressing female greatness by letting these males transition into female sports.
Yeah.
Because they're transgenders. Hey, bro, like we said in the first episode, Get your own league. Compete. I put a vote. I put a voting poll out there, bro. Overwhelming 100% people said trans females should fight females. Transgenders should fight transgenders. Have their own league. Compete in your own circumstance under your own category. That's what all competition is. They find a certain weight class. They find a certain sport, and those people compete under a certain category, under certain parameters, to make it as equal as possible and as fair as possible for everyone competing. Now you're putting a transgender, a guy that's been a man for 30 years and then decided to transition.
Yeah,
and
I
now
agree.
He's competing with a female.
I agree 100%. Let me try to see if I find that picture, this freaking topic. Let me find this here. Where is it? I sent it to my friend, and it was literally saying how the competitor versus Fallon Fox, the transgender male, the transgender female that turned from male to female in MMA, she said she never felt the amount of physical abuse that she did in the ring compared to any other female.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But she was saying how she never had felt that kind of power, that kind of overwhelming power in a fight when she fights another female versus when she fought that guy that was a transgender. And dude, that guy destroyed her.
Yeah, the guy destroyed that girl. Like,
that girl's face came out like a watermelon, bro. Cracked the girl's skull. It's like the overwhelming amount of power.
Yeah,
is
it completely destroyed her, man. It messed her up, bro. It put her, it cracked her skull open. Her face was so swollen. I felt bad for this girl. Even my friend, the picture that I sent it to my friend, he was like, man, I sympathize for this girl because of the beating this girl went through.
She got destroyed.
And obviously he's gonna beat this girl by TKO in 30 seconds because this is a fucking man.
I'm 100% in agreement, and I'm happy that females are speaking up for themselves, to protect themselves in sports, to continue doing their feminist movement.
Yes.
Without letting these transgenders, whatever,
because
jump in there. The problem is
these transgender women want the equality that these female women are looking for. They want the same equality from going from a man to a woman. You're never gonna get that. Never. You're never gonna get that female equality from a female.
Because they're not a full female, bro.
They're not a full female.
They're biologically a man that now wants to identify as a female, whether they got the operation or not, and you belong to a different category. You want to identify as a female, that's fine. In society, you can be a female, but in sports, you're a different category of female. You're not a regular female. Simple as that. And on top of that, I want to jump into what we were talking about earlier about, bro, every TV show, almost every movie, cartoon
has to
show some type of
transgender, gay,
some
queer,
gay, bisexual, lesbian,
anything.
something kind of. It's either a couple or whatever.
In Disney, I forgot what show it is, but in Disney they just actually in Nickelodeon. My niece watches this show. It's called The Loud Family. Nickelodeon brought out their first ever gay couple, man on man, in the cartoon show. What are they trying to show their kids? That it's okay?
They're trying to show that it's okay, right? They're trying to, and then
it is okay, but to a certain fact that just keep it behind closed doors. You don't need to teach little kids that it's okay to be like this.
So I'm conflicted, right? So I understand, gay people exist. They have their rights.
Yeah.
Whatever, but what I don't like is the exposure to make it seem like everything is okay. Some things are not okay. They don't need to make every single cartoon character or a majority of cartoon characters gay, right? So an example is Young Justice, right? Like the Justice League cartoon, but they have Young Justice, which is the psychics of the Justice League characters, like Robin, the psychic to Arrow, the psychic to the headhunter,
the
psychic
to
Aquaman, Aqualad, all these things, right? So the Young Justice is about these psychics. They have their own little league. They're doing their own missions. In the first season, everybody's straight, everybody's okay, everybody's normal, whatever. If they would have introduced a gay character, that's fine. Yeah. No big deal, right?
In the beginning, but now that this generation's changing,
they
have to conform to everyone.
Season 3 came out, right? There was no gays in the show yet. So what did they do? They got Aqualad, which was, I was surprised. They made Aqualad black, right?
Yeah.
So they made him black. He's normally a white guy, but they made him black. I was okay with that. No problems. Have a black guy in a position of power. He was the leader of the Young Justice.
But now they made him black and bi.
So now they made him black and bisexual. He had a girlfriend in season 1, and then in season 3, out of nowhere, because they want to accommodate these people, they have a boyfriend.
And that's the problem with this generation, man. That's the problem with this generation, that they want to conform to everyone's
on top of that, they make a transgender character, right? They have this girl that has, I can't remember her name right now, but she has different rainbow colors. She's in the season 3 of Young Justice, Young Justice Outsiders, season 3. Her powers are different rainbow colors, and each color gives her a different power, right? She's unlocking these different powers. She was a Muslim that died, and they brought her back to life with these type of machine, this father box.
They brought back
mother
Superman.
box. Yeah, brought her back to life somehow, and then she could no longer remember her past life. She was like a new person inside this body.
And that's what they wanted. They wanted to destroy her memories to make her into who she was.
They're erasing her past because she was probably a straight female in the past, before she died. And now she's like, I don't really remember that past person. I'm a different person, and I don't really identify as a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know what I am, right? And she had a boyfriend, and during the time that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, he assumed that she was a female. She looks like a female. She behaves like a female. She didn't say anything about not being a female. But later in the show, she got this boyfriend. Later in the show, she says that after already being together, and the boyfriend turns around and says, "Oh, it's okay that you don't identify as a girl. I love you no matter what."
But they're teaching kids nowadays to be. Which I get it. You should be okay with whatever you like. I understand it, but it's not okay to be teaching little kids. You should learn that when you get older. There's a time and place.
Exactly.
Let kids be kids.
Exactly.
Let kids cartoons be kid cartoons like it used to be for us. But let the kids grow up without having the stress of
all this sexuality, all this sexual identification.
And this is the problem with transgenders. Did you see the post that I sent you of that little fucking kid with the new transgender female?
I don't remember. I don't know.
I sent it to you I think it was a week or 2 weeks back. It's a nude fucking boy, fucking 9 years old, 10 years old.
Completely naked?
Completely naked. No. He's in a dress. My bad. He's in a dress, and there's a transgender female, a male to female, completely transgender, completely nude, naked completely. It was a guy with the pink beanie talking about, this is pedophilia. How is this okay for the transgender community to sexualize little kids? That there was even a fucking 9 or 10-year-old transgender boy going to female, stripping for full-blown men.
Yes. I know exactly.
Stripping for full-blown men. Now, how isn't that pedophilia, man?
Bro, that's the problem, right? That's
because what they're doing is they're sexualizing little kids to be.
They're transgender.
Transgender.
They're transgender. So
own your sexuality. Own it at this small age.
At such a young age.
Be a fucking stripper at 10 years old for fucking 30, 45-year-olds.
Exactly.
So they could be throwing you dollar bills and you can make your own money. But you're sexualizing little kids. Mm-hmm. Remember, you're sexualizing 10-year-olds. How isn't that pedophilia if he's a transgender going into the transgender community? How isn't that pedophilia?
So look, transgender movement, they want to let kids transition and do all these things. And I don't agree with that. But before we get into that, this whole movement of, kids are transgender, go to gay parades and all these things. where they're not just marching or parading.
They're not parading for the pride. They're parading to be completely sexualized.
Dude, they're out there like butt ass naked.
Yes,
man. You know, wearing these man thongs.
Look,
you know,
I'm a completely straight male. I had a girlfriend. She was the queen of Calle Ocho. She had to do this gay pride parade. They didn't have a man to push the Coca-Cola carts. She threw me in there. I said, fuck it, I'm straight. I don't fucking mind. I'll walk this shit because I'm fucking straight. So for me, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But pushing those things throughout there, it made me feel so uncomfortable because you had all these guys trying to fucking get you fucking shirtless, trying to get you to give them the shirt, and they're all there in assless chaps and
assless chaps
and completely naked by body paint and all this. And I'm just like, guys, if you're really trying to pursue the gay pride
has nothing to do with
sexual orientation. None of that, man.
Yeah.
If you're gay, be proud of it. It's about being proud of who you really are. It's not about being proud of how sexy or how sexual you are.
Why are you out there with your balls hanging out, your dick hanging out? Man. You know,
then you got these fucking families that adopt the kids that are taking them out there.
Exactly, right? So you're bringing these kids into these gay parades, and these kids shouldn't be watching porn, right? Yeah. But yet you're putting them out on a parade where men are walking out with their balls, ass, and dick out, and girls are out with their tits and their vagina, everything's out.
Well, listen, I had one girl was telling me, I flash you my tits if you give me your shirt. She fucking flashed me. I didn't take my shirt off. I didn't want to take it off. I was a little scared. But exactly, so you got these little kids that are looking at all of this, taking it all in. How is it affecting their life?
So there was a video that came out a while ago, and it was about that what you were talking about earlier, about one of these transgender kids, that was in one of these parades, and he was dancing very provocatively, and there were all these guys, whatever they were, transgender or not, whatever, but they were part of the gay parade, and they were out there, and they were throwing dollar bills and parading them on, and he's like, ooh, and screaming and all this crap. This is a little kid, and he's dancing in a very sexual way that shouldn't be allowed, and all these grown-ass men or grown-ass women, grown-ass adults, I'm just going to put adults out there, are cheering this on. That is pedophilia.
Of course.
You shouldn't be doing that.
And the problem is that these parents don't see it like this. They don't see it as pedophilia. They're cheering him on, but they're not seeing it as pedophilia. They're seeing it as, this is natural because he's transgender. He's a part of the community. It's fine for him to do it at the same time.
You can be part of the community of the LGBTQ, whatever alphabet letter you want to be, but that doesn't mean that you should be out there being sexualized. But that same kid, right? That same kid, it brought some type of attention to himself. He got interviewed, about what he thought, people's reactions were, because a lot of people didn't agree with what was happening.
And he was just like, I'm sexy.
And he said, yeah, exactly that. He was like,
sexy.
I love being sexy, and I love that I can turn on guys, and it's hot, and if it's hot and it turns you on, it's okay, and I love it. This is a 10 to 12 to 13-year-old kid saying this, wearing full face of makeup and all this crap, and the news and society is accepting
it up.
Is accepting and saying, go ahead, cheering him on. And
it's fine. So do this, do that, because
so what are you doing?
You're making people turning on. You're making them go home and fantasize about.
Yeah. So what are you doing? You're saying that pedophilia is okay. That these grown ass men, whether they're transgender or not, whatever they are, they're attracted to kids. They see this kid doing that. They're gonna have this kid at a strip club or at a bar or whatever doing these kind of things, and these people are out there, masturbating to these type of things.
The next thing you know, pedophiles are gonna come out on the news saying, hey, pedophilia is a lifestyle.
It is.
It should be acceptable.
They're doing it already, right? So what they're doing is everything's about self-identification, right? So people are identifying, hey, it's already come out. I hope you can Google it right now and bring it up. Guy identifies as kid because that's to justify that's the reason why he likes little kids. He identifies as a 6 or 7-year-old, and that's the reason why he likes little kids. So what are you saying? You're allowing that this guy, now people can self-identify as whatever they want, and that allows this guy to identify as a child, and is his reason why he likes kids. So you're allowing pedophilia to be legal.
I didn't find that one, but I found one saying, I've gone back to being a child. husband and father of 7, 52-year-old leaves his family, leaves his wife and kids to live as a transgender 6-year-old girl named Stephanie, which is Stephonkenee.
So
Stephanie.
So what is that saying right there? This 50-year-old man that has had a family his entire life now identifies as a 6-year-old or 7-year-old girl, and then he likes little boys, right? That's what little girls like. Little girls like little boys. So when he, touches a little boy and messes around with a little boy, they're like, "Hey, what's wrong with you? You're a pedophile." Okay. Hey, I'm not a pedophile.
I'm 6 years old.
I'm a 6-year-old female. That's how I identify.
Yeah, that's who I am.
And then they're like, "Oh, it's okay." What are you gonna say? It's okay?
Yeah, no, it's not. It can never be okay. And there's also another one that I had searched up and see if I could find it. Yeah, it's with an adoptive. He got adopted by 2 people. A fucking 47-year-old got adopted by 2 people.
Because he identifies as a
6. Well, he identified as an 8-year-old. Their little the niece of the 2 older people have a niece that's 6 years old, turned 7.
And they wanted to be the older brother.
She wanted to be the older. She wanted to be the older niece. So the guy was like, "You know what? I'll let you be the older niece. It's fine. I'll revert to 6 years old. Instead of being 8, I'll be 6."
Yeah, so that they can be the older kid. I heard about that. How crazy is that, bro? We're literally breaking all stabilization of society and letting grown ass men identify as little kids, get adopted by other people, by other grown adults that have kids or nieces.
Look at this, man. Look at this. This is the fucking 52-year-old with the 2 adopted parents. Are you gonna fucking be kidding me? Look, you see how she's fucking acting.
Save those links, because we're gonna put all the links in the description below. So you guys can check this out yourself. We're not just coming up with shit out of our ass, And man, it's
look, this is exactly what he says. I have a mommy and daddy, adopted mommy and daddy who are totally comfortable with being a little girl. He tells the reporter, and their children and their grandchildren are totally supportive. Their kids aren't gonna understand what's going on.
So when that girl,
so they're totally supportive because how do they? They're 7 years old. Mm-hmm. She said, "No, it's fine. I'm gonna revert to 6 years old." So these little kids are talking. We're talking about 6 to 7-year-olds
playing with a 40-something-year-old man.
Playing with a 40-something-year-old man that's saying, "I am 6 years old." What are you gonna tell your kid like that? You got him. This is 6. That's how you're gonna look when you're 6 years old. That's how you look. You look at yourself. You look super young, but that's really a 6-year-old.
How crazy is that, bro? How crazy is that?
Bro, it makes no sense.
I want you guys to drop your comments on what do you guys think about this. What do you guys think about grown-ass adults identifying as children, and then these people being adopted by other grown-ass parents, other grown-ass adults.
Yeah.
What is this leading to? Is this leading to pedophilia? Are they allowing pedophilia to be legal? Do you guys agree with what they're doing? Do you guys disagree? I want to know why, how. I want to know your thought process on all these things, because I want to get other people's input on this besides just our input.
Yeah, no, I agree.
On people doing these kind of things. And is this leading to grown-ass men justifying pedophilia to identify as kids to then mess around with other little kids? And is that okay? Do you guys believe in that? Do you guys think that's okay? Do you support this? If you do, tell us why. Tell us what's your reasoning behind it. We want to understand your thought process.
Yeah.
We want to get input from you guys.
We want to understand what's going on in the world other than our just opinions. Because we could give our own opinions and we could give you the articles of what's going on in this world with people's mentalities. But we want to know what's your thoughts as well, because this is what this podcast is all about. We want to have an interaction with everyone to give us our own. To just
give us
let
our
us
own
know.
opinions.
Give us your own opinions.
We want to see other people's thoughts out there. We're not just here to say what's right, what's wrong. We're just here to give our opinions on certain subjects. And if we're completely wrong on something, I want to hear from the viewers.
Look, this is a part of that article. It says, Stephanie used to be an 8-year-old girl, but later went even younger at the instance of his adoption sibling. a year ago, I was 8 and she was 7. And she said to me, I want you to be my little sister. I'll be 9. I said, well, I don't mind going back to being 6. So I've been 6 ever since.
Bro, it's crazy that the article even goes along with what they say that there is. They're not saying this is a grown-ass man doing these things. They're saying she, Stephanie, the new name that he or she or whatever identifies as, is a 6-year-old, was 8, reverted to 6, and it's okay. They're the way they talk about it like it's normal, like it's okay. And it's crazy that a publication, a news station or whatever it is that
this is a news station up in Europe.
This article,
this is in Canada. Actually, this is a Canadian.
Is saying that is pretty much wording things like if it's okay. I want to hear your guys' comments on this. I want to wrap this up. I don't want to drag it on anymore. I just want to hear other people's comments about what do you guys think about sacrifices and struggles, and abusing weed for, and using its benefit as excuses. I agree that it has tons of benefits.
Weed advocates,
and we're advocates. I don't smoke, but I'm still an advocate for it because I know there's plenty of benefits. But I'm not okay with the abuse of it and the handicap that people give. I'm not okay with this transgender movement situation where they're letting adult men become kids, and then say that it's okay and that they're messing around with little kids and they want to be little brothers and little sisters to other little kids.
What's going on in the fucking back doors, back windows, behind the closed doors when they're together?
Yeah, sexualizing little kids to be these kind of situations where they're sexualized and they're dancing provocatively for men. And I'm not okay with any sexualization of kids. No, I'm not okay with men reverting to kids to then have little brothers and little sisters. I'm not okay with that. But I want to hear your guys' opinions. I want to hear if you guys think we're wrong. I want to hear why you think we're wrong. Why do you rationalize with this? Why do you agree with this? If you don't agree with it and you agree with us, show us some support. Tell us why. Tell us another good point. What are we missing? What are we haven't said that you think should be said? Drop all your comments, your likes, your thoughts. We just want to get feedback from the community on what you guys think about this. And what you got, any last words?
Yes, we're sponsored by the Checkered Butterfly and by George Ox and also the Santi Esteban family. But before we close out, I want to give a little synopsis on the Checkered Butterfly. The book is about a girl that moves to her father's old town and finds a link between her mother's suicide and the string of active shootings across the country. So guys, be ready for this book. It's coming out sometime this month in October. This book is going to be great.
That's crazy.
Just be ready. This book is going to be good.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
I recommend, if you guys love reading, this is going to be a hot book once it comes out.
Get out there, buy the book, support, small communities, support small people that are trying to, make it out there.
Yeah.
They got things to say. They're trying to educate people. Show some support and just educate yourself.
Yeah. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Because we need more subscriptions.
We're gonna keep the content going no matter what. But all the likes and subscribes that you guys give us, all the comments you guys drop,
this isn't stopping us from keeping us.
It helps the channel. It helps the channel. It helps us grow, and just we appreciate it. It motivates us to keep going. Drop down any topics you guys want us to cover. We'll cover it. We'll bring it out. We just want interaction and just keep growing and keep it going. But you got any more words?
No, I'm good.
All right then, dale.